Hey guys, it's May 9th, 2025. This is Shane's Views, weekly world news mainly, and then some sports. So President Trump names Janine Pirro the interim attorney of the District of Columbia, the interim U.S. attorney of the District of Columbia. And that's a great position. Dr. Janine, she's been on Fox News. She's leaving her post there. She was with the Five, on the Five mainly, so she won't be on the Five, at least for the foreseeable future. But she's always been a loyal Trump confidant, a good woman who speaks the truth and defends President Trump against all the smears. And so very good for her. And also, he named Casey Means U.S. Surgeon General, replacing nominated Jeanette Nishawat, which Nishawat, I would see her on Fox and other stations, and I didn't like her whole thing with, the COVID and, promoting all the vaccines and this and that. And, so Casey Means, I don't know. I mean, I listen to my girl Laura Loomer. I mean, I saw that she has some negative stuff to say about Casey Means also. I don't know. Whenever Laura Loomer talks, she's normally correct, but we'll see what kind of a job Casey Means does in this position. Hopefully better than Nishawat would have. So basically pushing the agenda of RFK Jr., making America healthy again, taking the preservatives out of foods and, just making food healthier. Medicines also need to be made healthier, as there's a lot of, side effects and medications. So, they have a lot of work to do, but I'm very confident in them going forward. So we'll see what happens with that. We have the first United States Pope in history that was born in the United States in Illinois, Robert Prevost, Pope Leo. There's a lot of stuff on Pope Leo. If you read into it, there's rumors of him covering up for priests that were accused of molestation and abuse and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, these are rumors. Of course, look, I'm just going by what I've listened to, what I've read. Of course, you don't hear much about that in the mainstream media, if that is true. But of course, President Trump, he praised Prevost getting this position. So he's also had a couple negative things to say about Trump and J.D. Vance in the past, disagreements that he had with things they said regarding religion and a couple of other things. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully you have a pope. It's not political ever, which it has become lately. You just want, non-political stuff involved in the pope. You want to promote Catholic Christianity, religion, God, and leave politics out of it. Okay, so whatever his political affiliation is, then if he's a Democrat or a Republican or whatever, he needs to keep that to himself. Then we've got Victory Day. So that's going to replace, that's going to replace the name of Veterans Day. So I think that that's a very positive thing. Victory Day, that's the day that we had victory in the United States. So I think it's a worthwhile replacement of a name. That's for sure. Nothing wrong with praising victory. So I think that's a great thing. By President Trump. President Trump also promoting to have Alcatraz reopened so we could store prisoners there. Maybe they give us shit about sending illegals back to their countries. Well, until that happens, to detain them at Alcatraz, I think that would be phenomenal. It's a legendary site in San Francisco, and to reopen it and put criminals there where they always were, I think that there's nothing wrong with that. So anybody that's against Alcatraz, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's a great idea. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there also, as nothing has become official yet. Also, Kash Patel and they were asking him about the Epstein files. He says, they are dissecting still. They're going through things. Pam Bondi, the same thing. Pam Bondi was actually caught on tape saying that, to a random friend or person or whatever that they caught her on video with, O'Keefe Media Group. I don't think it was a friend. I think it was just some kind of, I don't know. She just met up with this lady. She got filmed in a restaurant saying we're not releasing the files because it involves a lot of kids, and we're going through the files and we're trying to, evaluate each one, so we keep the kids' privacy intact. I mean, I understand all that, but I also understand O'Keefe's position of why didn't they just come out and say that from the start instead of saying, well, we're going through, we don't have all the files yet and this and that or whatever. She came out basically and spoke to the media the other day after she knew that this was getting released by O'Keefe Media Group, and she said the same thing that she said in the video that she was caught on with O'Keefe Media Group, that, there were a lot of children involved, a lot of underage kids, and that they have to be careful and go through each case or each person, dissect it correctly, so those kids are protected. I understand, but it should have just come out in the forefront to the population instead of saying, well, yeah, we're still waiting on things or going through things or whatever. Like, there's nothing wrong with just being honest, and that's what we're supposed to do here. Like, let's be 100% honest to the public about everything. Prince Andrew, speaking of Epstein, there's one of his old confidants or somebody that worked for him came out and basically also was caught on video by O'Keefe Media saying, oh yeah, Prince Andrew, he messed with, underage kids. It's really messed up. Or underage, just underage, I don't know if it was girls, boys, whatever, but either way, it's fucked up. And that's always been a rumor about Prince Andrew. So, as the investigations go on, we'll see what happens with that. Letitia James, she is now going to be investigated by the FBI. So, again, Letitia James, I mean, I think she's got a whole bunch of dirt, and it's just a matter if they, they're going to uncover it, which I'm sure they are, and hopefully that fat bitch gets some jail time because she's trash. And you could just see she's just another paid shill over time that was willing to, tell lies about President Trump, and she herself is just a bad person. So that's that with Letitia James. People need to be held accountable. People have to pay accountability going forward. That's the most important thing. And then you're going to scare people from, lying and doing dumb shit in the future. So they could get richer. That's all it's about. These people in government, politics, whatever, they just want to get richer than their salary pays them. And it's not right. You swear under oath to do these things by the law, and you have to, uphold that. So, also, trying to think what else I heard this week. As far as politics go, President Trump, he will be in the Middle East next week. I think it's like the 13th through the 17th of May, and he'll be doing some stuff over there. Trade deal with England was announced with Great Britain, so that's going to ease tariffs. This is what Trump was going to do, said he was going to do from the start. If you tariff us, we'll tariff you. If you ease on the tariffs, we'll ease on the tariffs for you. It's smart business. He just doesn't want the United States to be taken advantage of. It's very plain and simple. So that was a great thing yesterday. May 8th, he announced that. So going forward, we do have a deal with the United Kingdom, and more to follow. There's things coming out today on China. I'll have more on that next week. I think lowering some tariffs, I think I heard earlier, but I didn't get all that before I started recording this. So we'll get on that next week. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's pretty much covers the world news view. I'm trying to, can't really think of anything else here. If I forgot something, because I'm going off the top of my head, I'll go more into it next week. Also, we have sports we'll go into real fast. Nothing to touch up on the Bulls and the Blackhawks because their season's over. Got to wait for the draft and free agency. Raiders, They're in voluntary camp right now. A lot of guys are there. They're looking good in camp, but that's camp. Let's see what happens in the regular season. I think they added some really good players. They got healthier from last year, so we'll see what happens. Yankees, first place, still in the AL East, 2-game lead on Boston for now. So they start a weekend series with Oakland. Of course, I'm bringing up those 4 teams because those are my favorite teams. So, of course, I'm going to talk about them first. Going on to NBA, NHL, they're in round 2 of the playoffs. A lot of teams with 2-0 leads. I got to say, I'm surprised about the Knicks being up 2-0 on Boston. I'm surprised. No, I think that's the one series. Well, Indiana on Cleveland, but Cleveland has a few key players out with injury. Garland, Mobley missed the last game. I don't know how long that's going to be going forward that those guys are out. So we'll see what happens. But Indiana up 2-0 on Cleveland, I'm kind of surprised. NHL, Toronto 2-0 lead on the Panthers. We'll see where that series goes. You have to win 4 in the best of 7. So a series is never over until it's over. You don't rule out any team. Me firsthand seeing in 2004, the Yankees up 3-0 on Boston, for the AL championship series and losing 4 straight games. So even though that's the only time that's still happened in Major League Baseball, it has happened in other sports. Already. So it's not an uncommon thing, and it can happen. So you have to win 4 in those best of 7 series. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm trying to remember fast if there's anything else that I missed. I don't think so. Donald Trump making America great, like always. Lots of lies and smears still occurring. These people keep, these swamp rats keep trying to come up with different things. You got to get all the swamp rats out, got to get good people in these positions, Republican, Democrat, in the middle, wherever you are, you have to be good people. You can't rob people, can't rob taxes, put that money in your pocket, people's taxes, and take that money and try to, send it everywhere and, have receipts come back to you like these people have been doing. President Trump trying to and will make America great again, and I will talk to you next week, as really these episodes get shorter or kind of around the same. They're not that long because week by week there's just really not that much to talk about. I mean, there's good things happening, so the more good things that are happening, I guess there's less bad things to talk about. It's more the bad that makes you focus and talk more than the good things. I mean, you praise and it's over. Hey, this happened, great, good. But bad things, it's like you harp up on and you're, trying to dissect why these things or how these things continue to happen and what you can do to stop them. So therefore, President Trump is doing great. So just, everybody that's, saying, oh, the economy, and look, the gas prices are down, the eggs are down. Maybe some foods still you haven't seen it totally yet drop, but you will, and the economy will get better. He's been back for a couple of months. Give it time, because the imposter that was just there, his administration, they fucked it all up. It went way up. Gas, food, and those people that supported that, they try to pretend like it didn't, and it did. It's factual, so they're delusional. So anyway, we'll talk more next week, and that's it for this week of Shane's Views.